Broken Entertainment. So I haven't done a comic book review in a while, and there's this one that's been on the shelf at the gaming store I go to, kind of poking at me. So I thought, yeah, what the hell? I'll go ahead and give it a read. It's a character I have some interest in. They introduced her. This is Yara Flor as Wonder Woman in the Future State series, and they actually kind of won me over with her solo comic, and I hated her appearance with Superman. The thing about this character is she's Wonder Woman, and she's gonna be Wonder Girl now, but she's Wonder Woman in name, but she's not actually taking the place of Wonder Woman. She has her own mythology. She has her own deities and races and mythological creatures and so on that are oddly connected with Olympus and all the goings on there. So it's kind of this like Amazons on the other side of the world situation. I don't know the full explanation behind it, but that's kind of the gist. So they're not really recasting Wonder Woman, especially in the current arc, because Wonder Woman is still around. This Yara Flor is going by Wonder Girl. In Future State, Wonder Woman was still around, but in a different comic. It was kind of convoluted and weird because it was Future State. I like that they're keeping her around as Wonder Girl instead of just recasting Wonder Woman, so to speak. So this is one of the covers. This is the fancy, extra expensive cover. And I'd have to go back and double check. I think this is the same team that worked on it in Future State. But it's okay as far as covers go. It's an extra $1 over the normal. The normal issue is $3.99. This one is $4.99, and all they do is make it a shinier, harder cover. I don't really consider it to be worth it, but here it is. This is the character as she appears in Future State. And I believe that's what she's going to look like as Wonder Girl as well. We'll go ahead and move on into the book itself. So it starts out where you're getting these word balloons from the present day, but you're seeing back in the past. Not very far back in the past, because this girl here is actually Yara Flor. And she's with, I believe, an Amazonian tribe somewhere. Like actual Amazon, not Wonder Woman Amazon. It's weird. Weird to say. And I'm sure we'll learn more about that. And they're fighting these guys here, and not very well, as you can see. And they're about to... They've basically lost at this point. And Yara Flor, who's like, I don't know, 8, is like, no, I'm gonna go stab this guy right in the thigh. Which is kind of cool. You know, it sets the tone, I think, pretty well for this character of like, you know, even when she's 8, she's like, nah, I'm not gonna surrender. I'm just gonna stab you. This knife is huge. Might just be because she's like 8 or 6 even. Not surprisingly, it doesn't really faze him. And then her mother, I'm assuming, not very clear yet. I'm assuming a lot of these questions that we have get filled in later issues. Sacrifices herself so that she won't be killed, and then they run away. And then you wake up in the modern day. She gets off the airplane. Now, this page in particular, I have a lot of questions about, and I have some comments about. The first thing is, she may be the only woman in the world left with an iPhone. I think this is an iPhone. Based on this camera right here, it looks like an iPhone. And her headphones plug into it. So, you know, good job finding a smartphone you can plug headphones into. Excellent. And she's wearing actual headphones and not, you know, earbuds or what have you. And I actually really like this art in general. It reminds me more of the older style of comic. Not super old, but, you know, older. and not all CGI looking like a lot of the other modern stuff is. And you get a lot of people in here. You got Catwoman. You got, I don't know who that is. Good shot of Catwoman. Here's Wonder Woman. Batgirl. Don't know who that is. Batman. Harley Quinn, because you got to have Harley Quinn in here for some reason. I Crocodile with lipstick. Sorry, some of these fourth tier characters I don't really know all that much about. Superman. This girl here is really important, and she's not in this comic except for this panel, but she is in Future State when you actually encounter her in Yara Flor's solo book. Amazonians of the not Themyscira variety. Why is Nightwing holding a puppy? That's what I would really like to know. And is this the other Wonder Girl? So I'm not sure what's going on here. Why is, like, okay, you got them being awesome, you got her being curious, you got Superman being Superman, you got this crocodile lady who's just super chill. You got Harley Quinn who's about to hammer somebody a question. This guy's smoking a pipe. Batman looking all Batman. She's being another famous version of herself. Who looks up information. I'm sorry, I have blanked completely on the name. Wonder Woman looking into the middle distance. Catwoman being Catwoman. This guy who's kind of upset about something. But then you got Nightwing over here, who's like, I have a dog. This is my dog. I'm just gonna carry this dog around for no apparent reason. So, I don't know. Maybe some of these are specific shots from other comics that I'm not familiar with, because I've quit reading most of DC because I don't like any of it. I gave this one a shot purely because this character is kind of interesting to me, being a new character. She gets on a bus, people sing obnoxiously, she gets a headache, she starts talking to this guy, and this guy... yeah. So, he's like, well, you're younger than, and you're, hey, what's holding up traffic anyway? She leans over. She leans over. And, well, he's male and straight. She goes, looks like there was an accident. It's kind of hard to see, though. And he's like, yeah, there's so many distractions. You know what I like about this page? First of all, it's funny. Second of all, the character is very attractive, and that's reflected in the people around her responding to her. And third, this isn't actually bashing the guy at all, because he's been perfectly nice to her. He's not been leering at her or anything. He's just like, wow, she's really hot. And he's not really interested in anything else going on right now. And she doesn't lecture him. She doesn't go, my eyes are up here. She doesn't do any of that stuff we've been seeing in comics a lot lately. She's just there. She's focused on hero stuff, which you'll see in the next panel. And he's just kind of like, hey. So, I like it because aside from being funny, they don't bash the guy. They don't belittle him. They don't make him look bad for being interested. She realizes there's somebody in this flipped over cart. Okay, I just noticed this. I'm going to zoom in here. This guy right here. This guy's car is on fire. And he's like, I'm going to open the hood and see if I can fix it. Well, dude, you got a 3-foot flame coming out of your engine compartment. I think you found the problem. But he does not care at all. He's just like, yep, there's a fire there. She runs headlong into danger, totally unprotected. It's translated from Portuguese. So somebody's yelling at her. Don't run there, it could explode. Which is just movie logic because this car is on fire. This car is just upside down. She yanks the guy out, which is great. She's been a superhero. She's been charming and charismatic and interesting. She's been fine with the guy looking at her, or she's oblivious to it. Either way. Car explodes. She's fine. And she doesn't find it at all surprising. She's like, oh, we're just a little singed, that's all. So, again, I like this art. It looks like, I said it looks like the older style. It also looks kind of newsprinty. You know, look at this paneling here. I really like the way this is presented. It kind of gives you that older feeling. And, you know, the detail is nice. The character designs look good. So then she goes to her destination sometime after all that. And here you have a YouTuber. It's cool. I like that they put the make sure you pound that like button and subscribe. You know, we all do that. Speaking of which, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I do comic book reviews, but mostly I do commentary on our current entertainment and so on. So if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so now. What is he holding? I know it's a camera. A weird looking camera. Anyway, this is the thing with this character that has kept me from buying into it. And it's because she's charismatic, she's charming, she's interesting, she's brash, she's willing to run headlong into danger, she's doing hero stuff, she doesn't question people, she doesn't, belittle people most of the time. And sometimes she's a complete dick. And it always comes out of the blue, and it's always some sort of socially driven lecture crap. And it's like, why are you derailing this? Why is she a jerk to this guy? There's no reason for it. So, you know, he's like, hey, I'm a YouTuber. I'm filming this area. Hey, they even got the, look at that. You know, I'm here on vacation because this is what I do for my YouTube channel, and I'm going to interview some people. So he goes and he interviews these people over here. And then he goes to her. He says, what do you say, girl, are the falls worth a trip? And she gives him this stupid look of like, oh my God. And she goes, last time I checked, I'm a grown woman, Kev. I'm not your girl. Okay. Where did that come from? He's not being a jerk at all. He's just like, hey, you know, this is how some people talk. He would say, if she were a man, she'd say, what's up, my guy? Or he'd say, you know, he wasn't being offensive at all. He was just talking. He wasn't belittling her by saying, what do you say, girl? It's just a way of speaking in some areas and with some people. That's not, he's not talking down to her, and she reacts wildly out of the blue like, what the hell? And it's one of those things. When you saw her in her own solo comics, she was fine. When she was with Superman, she was constantly treating him like dirt and making all this social commentary crap. And you're like, what? What happened to the good character I was reading just a minute ago? You know, and he's kind of floored. He's like, what? You know, I was just asking you about the trip. What the hey? And I skipped that part where he's just like, what? What? Then she gets boloed into the river. And this is the last panel here. This panel, unlike the previous couple, which made me want to go, eh. It actually made me put the comic down, walk away for a little while. Here we have her surrounded by a enormous-tailed merfolk of some sort. I like everything about this panel. I like the way the water looks. I like the way the sunlight's coming through. I like the way the bolos glow. And this is her signature weapon, by the way, when she's Wonder Woman. I like the design behind the merfolk. They look alien and weird, but also really interesting and cool. Yara Flor, as basically usual, looks beautiful. And you're like, okay, wow, look at this hair. This hair is awesome. You know, she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know what she is. So it leaves you going, okay, is this where she starts to find out her powers and so on? Because obviously she's got powers. She was in a car explosion and she's like, yeah, just, you know, little ash on my shirt here. I'll just... And the next one is titled A Hero's Journey Begins. I like this book. I don't like this book, and I like this book. I like the art. I like large chunks of the book because the character is treated well. She treats people well. She's interested in heroism. She's fearless. All the traits you want in a superhero. And then there's this part where she's a dick to the YouTuber for literally no reason whatsoever. And then she gets this page, which is just cool in every regard. And that's kind of Yara Flor. You get good and you get bad. There's, you know, her Future State comic, her first comic. I almost didn't read the second one because she was a jerk in the first one. But in the second one, she's better. She's more interesting. So I think they're kind of trying to figure this character out a little bit. I also think they are stuck in this situation where they feel like they have to make social commentary, because this almost felt like the writers going, oh crap, we forgot to have her belittle someone, a male preferably. You know, it's like so out of the blue. Like, you could take this whole page and the page that follows it and delete it, and you don't lose anything. All you would need to show is her in the crowd being interested in the falls here, and then this happening. Wow, she yanked her right out of her shoes, which I guess makes sense because she pulled her right over this railing. So I recommend it if you're interested in learning about the character, but understand Yara Flor is going to come with some complications and some moments where you're just like, what the hell is wrong with you? And, you know, at the same time, DC Comics is a mess. They're producing a lot of garbage, and I don't really want to support DC Comics, which is another reason I deeply hesitate to buy these comics, even though I'm interested in them, because I don't think they deserve the money with the way they've been behaving in the last 4 years, especially this last year. So, you know, I'm torn on it. I like the art. I think if this book could be made separate from DC, I would absolutely buy it, because even though it struggles a little bit in places, I'm still interested enough in the character to want to learn more. And I like the art. So, worth buying in that regard. But again, it's DC. So, let me know what you think in the comments. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit the bell for notifications. If you like the video, please hit the like button. And I will see you next time.